Hi everyone, this is Miss Southwaite here, and I'll be talking you through history as a potential GCSE option for our current year 8s. So, the history GCSE is structured with 4 units in total. So, we study 4 elements of history, which are then assessed at the end of year 11 in 2 exams. There is no coursework element of the history GCSE. Paper 1 is entitled Understanding the Modern World, and Paper 2 is entitled Shaping the Nation. On this slide, we consider why study history. So, what are the benefits of studying history to us? And there are so many benefits that you would gain other than the actual qualification itself. So, to consider a few here, the past teaches us about the present. So, the more we understand our recent history, the more that the modern day can make sense to us and we can fit things within the context of their foundations. History builds empathy, which is such an important skill. And by studying the history and culture of different communities, we can build that understanding, which will support us throughout the rest of our lives. And history is so personal. Everybody has links to history. And over the next 3 years, you'll be able to investigate that in more detail. Paper one's 2 units that we study are Germany, democracy and dictatorship, and conflict and tension. So within the Germany unit, we're considering the growth of democracy in Germany and then how this began to be eroded in the build up to Nazi Germany, and then the experience of people in Nazi Germany as well. And the conflict and tension unit considers the time period between World War One and World War Two. So it looks at peacemaking attempts after World War One and then the international landscape between those two conflicts and how World War Two originates and breaks out. Paper 2 looks at British history in more detail. So, Section A is our thematic study, and the theme that we consider is health. So, we look at how the understanding of medicine and how we treat disease changed from the medieval era, where medicine stands still and there is a real lack of progress, to the modern day, where there has been a revolution in medicine. And section B of that exam considers Norman England. So this takes us back to the time period that we investigated at the start of year 7, around the era of the Battle of Hastings. As we've previously mentioned, history can help us in so many different ways. And on the screen here are some of the skills that you would develop from studying history. Empathy, evaluation, debating, and extended writing skills are just a few of the different personal qualities that you'll develop by studying history in more detail. We have on the screen here also some careers that you would be better suited to investigate and to succeed in from a study of history. So, those might be history centered careers like a historian or an archaeologist, but they might also be things like a politician or an author or a costume designer or director. So, history can support you in so many different ways with your transferable skills, and it is not just for people who would like to be a history teacher one day or a museum curator. I have here on the screen some frequently asked questions. So, some questions that people tend to come out with when considering history GCSE. And if we start at the top there, will there be any history trips? There certainly will be history trips. We can't confirm for sure what they may be at this moment, but there will be opportunities to consider history outside of the classroom at Key Stage 4. There is no coursework in history, so everything you know is judged at the end of year 11. So we constantly build up your memory recall over the 3 years, and then you're assessed at the end of year 11 rather than completing any work, which is adding to your final score. History Key Stage 4 and History Key Stage 3 are very similar. The differences would be the amount of detail that we go into for each unit. Rather than looking at 4 or 5 units a year, we'll just study 2 units per year. So we go into a lot more detail. And the other difference between Key Stage 3 and Key Stage 4 would be the amount of writing that we produce in history. So, as we are an essay based subject, we are producing a lot more writing and we're developing our extended writing skills to prepare us for that final assessment in year 11. However, I wouldn't let this put you off. And I would encourage that if you are interested in taking history, if this is a worry of yours, please do speak with your history teacher, as history is accessible for everybody. And so those skills, those extended writing skills, are something that we will develop over the 3-year course to prepare you for that final assessment. If you have any further questions about history, please come and speak to your history teacher, who'd be happy to help answer any questions you might have. Thank you.